All right, so there's some great news, and this time from a very unexpected part of the world. I'm going to discuss Singapore. Now, you normally don't encounter much news from Singapore. There's some changes to the immigration rules, some new categories, and one in particular that's going to make a huge impact for a lot of people. Now, you can obtain a residency in Singapore, and this does lead to citizenship eventually. And you can obtain this residency without the need for job offer. So, for a very long time, a lot of people wanted to get this residency for so many reasons, right? And one of the biggest hurdle was if you're a skilled worker, you needed a job offer, and everyone knows how difficult it is to get a job in Singapore because guess what? Most of the world all wants to have a job in that country, but now it's possible to get a residency in Singapore and you don't need to have a job offer. So this really opens up the floodgates for a lot of people who always dreamt of getting this residency and then working their way to citizenship. So I'm going to discuss two important parts in this video. The first part, how can you get this residency? There are three important criteria that you need to satisfy. I'm going to discuss all those criteria in detail. So that's going to be the first part. And the second part, how much time does it take to citizenship? What are some of the things that you need to bear in mind so you can then become a Singapore citizen eventually, if that is what you're looking for. Now, surprisingly, a lot of people, and especially some people, very recognized people within the RCBI industry are trading off their home country passport or citizenship for this one unique heavyweight in high demand citizenship, which is the Singapore citizenship and Singapore passport. This is the best passport in the world, not only in Asia, but in the world. This ranks as number one. Someone from the RCBI industry traded off their Swiss pass, right? Swiss pass in itself is very strong, but they traded that in for this all-important Singapore citizenship. If you have this one, this really takes care of a lot of issues in your life, so you really don't need anything else. Yes, there are these crazy passport lunatics who would want to have a lot of citizenships in the bag, but there are also some people who are happy with the best in the world, which takes care of all the different situations that they might face. Without further ado, let's deep dive into part one. In order to get this, as I said, there are three important criteria, and you got to be from a certain sector. There are five broad categories, and most of the people fit in one of these categories, right? It's business, science, technology, culture, and a couple of other ones. So it's a very broad spectrum, and most jobs fit in one or more of these categories. So it's not difficult to qualify. The three criteria are, the first one is that you need to be able to speak in English. So English proficiency is important. So as long as you are able to communicate in English, you can qualify for the first criteria, and you need to have all these in place. It's not either or, it's all are required in order to satisfy this. Second criteria is that you got to prove your abilities, right? You got to prove your skills to Singapore, and this is typically done by showing a college degree. Let's say you're educated, you have a college degree, you can attach that. You also may have some certifications, some skills-based certifications, so you can attach that. So you can collect all the proof that satisfies or talks about your ability in one of these 5 or 6 areas. And that's the second criteria to prove. The third criteria is a certain fixed salary. Just like Mexico, you have some salary requirements. So this is the requirements from your existing job. So let's say you're working somewhere, you have a certain fixed salary, the threshold. Now the amounts keep changing, right? This creates some confusion. Now, if you are interested in getting the specific amounts and the procedure and more precise details about this entire application, and this can be done online, right? So ideally you want to hire a lawyer. You can always click the link, book a call with us. We can discuss discuss these requirements and also help you with this from our side. But let's say you want to do this on your own. This can be done all online. And if you want to get the specific information regarding this category, you can always join the advanced member areas. That's where I post most of the material ahead of time. Any breaking news with all the details are posted usually to the advanced member areas for our advanced members. So that is how you qualify for this residency. Now, the second very important stuff is how do you convert this into citizenship. Now, before I move into that, if you aren't yet subscribed to the channel, make sure to turn on the bell notification and subscribe so you're always up to date on any breaking developments. All right, so let's jump on to the citizenship. Everyone, most of the people, 90% of the people who are watching this would be interested in converting this residency into citizenship. And yes, this can be converted. So what happens is the first step is you convert this into permanent residency after 5 years. So let's say you hold on to this visa. At the end of the 5th year, you apply for your permanent residency in Singapore. This is one of the most sought after permanent residencies on planet Earth. Once you have this in just 2 years, you can then apply for your Singapore passport. And this, as I said, is the best passport in the world. So you can't go wrong with this. If you're looking for that one single citizenship in Asia, then you don't get any better than this. All right, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, make sure you're subbed, and catch you in the next one.